Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here with you today, and I'm excited to talk about something that I think we can all relate to the difference between children and adults. It's not about saying one is better than the other, but just noticing how we grow and change through life. With me today are my classmates Gustavo and Priscilla. Welcome, guys. You know, I've been thinking about how much space children should have to express themselves. For example, do you think they should have the same decision making power as adults?
Hi, my name is Gustavo, and I don't think children should have the same decision-making power as adults because they are still growing and learning how to make responsible choices. Adults usually have more experience and knowledge, which helps them understand the consequence or their decision better. However, um, I do believe children should be allowed to express their opinions and be included in decisions that affects them. This helps them feel valued and teaches them how to make good choices in the future.
Yeah, it's about letting them be part of the process while also keeping them safe and supported. And something that's really interesting is how children seem to pick things up so fast. Priscilla, do you think kids really learn faster than adults?
Thanks for asking that. In my opinion, I think comparing that is most biased because children and adults learn differently according to their brain and the skills they already have. So, for example, biologically, an adult brain is fully developed, and children are more dependent in that process, depending of an adult, but that with special treatment, they provide like more experiential activities to help them with engagement and acquiring the basic knowledge and skills they need. So, on the other hand, adults build on existing knowledge and abilities with activities that allow them to concentrate better because of meaningful activities for them. In short, the difference in psychological, emotional regulation, and social behaviors are noticeable when it comes to concentration and learning strategies used for each of them. So, adults used to be independent in their learning, and children are just acquiring what teachers or adults guide them to focus on through purposeful chosen activities and experiences.
Thanks for that, Priscilla. That was a really thoughtful answer. It's true that both children and adults learn in their own way depending on the stage of the development they are in. And speaking of how we change as we grow, I think it's also important to talk about the kind of examples we set. Do you think adults should always be role models for children?
Really? Yes. Adults shall always try to be role models for children because kids learn by observing the people around them. When adults show respect, kindness, and responsibility, children are more likely to develop those same values. Even when adults make mistakes, they can be good role models by admitting their errors and learning from them. Being a positive example helps children grow into respectful and responsible adults.
Yeah, that's a really important point. Whether we realize it or not, children are always watching what we do. So being a good role model isn't just a choice, it's a responsibility. And now that we are talking about how adults influence children, it makes me think about emotions too. Like, do you believe that emotional intelligence is usually higher in adults than in children?
I think adulthood has other kinds of perspectives and life perceptions than children's. So children cannot understand the situations in the same way because of their different experiences. Even though sometimes a child who has been hurt emotionally may grow into an emotionally immature adult, generally the skills they have, an adult can self regulate and control their emotion, while children cannot do it and with the coping mechanisms they have, so they need help to acquire the skills to manage their intense emotions. So in summary, biologically, like I said before, cognitive and psychologically, yes, adults have that emotional intelligence more developed than children because of the stage where they are.
Perfect. I'm totally agree with you. Before we finish, I love to share my own opinion about something I find really beautiful. Can children teach adults valuable lessons? Honestly, I think yes, absolutely. Sometimes we believe that because we're older, we're the only ones who can teach, but children have a special way of seeing the world that remind us things we tend to forget. Like being curious, enjoying the little moments, forgiving quickly, and asking why without fear. I've learned from children to be more patient, more creative, and to look at life with simpler eyes. So, yes, even though adults guide children, children can also inspire us and help us grow emotionally and mentally. So, to wrap up this conversation, I think we can all agree that both children and adults have strange and unique ways of learning, thinking, and interacting. And children are full of energy, imagination, and honesty, while adults bring experience, responsibility, and deeper understanding. Instead of comparing them, it's better to build connections between both. Thank you so much, Gustavo and Priscilla, for sharing your ideas. We hope this conversation helped you reflect on the importance of every stage in life. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.